Hello. Today we are going to harvest some potatoes. I'm going to show you a few tricks that you can do so that you don't necessarily have to harvest all of your potatoes at the same time. So for example, as you can see in front of me here, there's some loose earth. That's where I harvested my potatoes last time a week or so ago. And so now I'm going to start harvesting here. As you can see, the plants are all dead now, which is an indication that the potatoes are ready to harvest. But you don't have to take them all out of the ground at the same time. I also have in my hand here a little potato berry. They're not edible, but they're something that you'll find growing on your potatoes, and you can actually take the seeds out of them and in the spring plant them to get new potato plants from them. And what's interesting about them is that they will be unique in different ways, the potatoes that grow from seed like this, from a fruit seed. I'm just gonna put this to the side. So these are some of the dead plants. And so what I do when I harvest, because it's important to keep your potatoes covered. And if they're not covered, let's say if they're very, very close to the surface and they get exposed to the sun, they can turn green and then they won't be good to eat. So when I harvest my potatoes, I remove the plants. As you can see, here's one that was on the surface. As you can see, it's a little bit greenish. So this isn't going to be good to eat. I'm just going to leave this in the garden and let it overwinter, and maybe it'll start growing into a potato plant next year. Often that's what happens with my potatoes. I grow them in the same spot every year, which seems to work. So what I do when I remove the dead plants is I just place them where the rest of the potatoes that I haven't harvested yet are growing, so that they can continue to protect the potatoes that I haven't harvested yet, because they'll help to shade them if any are too close to the soil, to the surface. So here's a plant right here. I'm just going to pull up and I'm going to just dig a little. Now potatoes, I like to use my hands to harvest them. I don't like to use tools because generally they grow very close to the surface. As you can see, there's one right there. And if I were to use tools, then I might break the potato. And if I break the potato, then it's not going to store as well. Now, the longer you leave your potatoes in the soil, the thicker the skin becomes. Like as you can see, the skin of this potato seems relatively thicker maybe than this one. It's hard to tell, but it looks a bit thicker. So the longer they stay in the soil after the plants have died, the thicker their skin becomes, and the thicker their skin is, the better they store, the longer they store. So all I do is I use my hands and I loosen up. The soil's already pretty loose because I keep it well mulched, and I look for the potatoes under the soil. And after I'm all done harvesting in it, like a large enough area, what I will do is after the area is completely cleared, I might go through with a spade or a fork and look for some more potatoes. So that's how it's done. As you can see, we got a bunch of potatoes in this little corner here. And like I said, after I've all finished, I'll wait a week or so after I've done the whole area, and I'll look for any other potatoes that are still left in the ground. And those potatoes that are still left in the ground will likely be better for storing. That's it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.